Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pot, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. You can find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. I am Mathias.
And I am the Rebel Mistress.
And today we actually have a great special in-studio guest of Granite Haze of mine, none other than Justin Campagnone. I fucked up. I'm sorry, man.
What is it? What's your last name?
Campagnone.
Campagnone. I had it on the tip of my tongue the whole time.
Irish last name.
Campagnone, the Irish man. So I feel like I haven't been on this show in forever.
Babe.
Like again, because I was gone for 2 whole weeks. I think it was 2 weeks. I was gone from June 26th to about July 7th.
You were gone for over 2 weeks. Easily.
Yeah.
And you're gone for like.
Was in Rainbow Land, so I don't know how the show went without me. If Rob and Mathias brought the sexy.
We did, but we got really high at the end. I don't know. I was rambling.
Well, so no, they couldn't bring the sexy like me, so
of course not.
I was missed, but I had a great time. And I really feel like so light. Since coming back into Babylon. Yeah. So let's talk about Rainbow Gathering.
Yeah, I'm down. So well, you're there the longest, babe. So what was like what was it like for you? What was what was your first impression?
First of all, I'm gonna say what is Rainbow Gathering, because like it's a kind of misconception, because I remember I heard about it. I'm like, oh, Rainbow Gathering, it's like some kind of festival, but it's not a festival at all. It's just what it is. It's a gathering of consciousness, or just like a bunch of different cultures coming together for peace. I mean, everyone. It was just Jesus lovers, Jews, krishnas, pirates. I don't know. I don't know what else. Just a whole bunch of cultures and religions and different people from all kinds of walks of life coming together for a month in the national forest and for peace, basically. And they feed each other and they party and they meditate.
It was such a tribal thing. Where like going in there where because there is no money, folks. Like for those out there,
it's no money. Everything there's these different kitchens. But let me go back to what is Rainbow. I feel like if we're gonna go into like first impressions, like I want to know what everyone really thought. Like when they were reading it on, like even like when I first mentioned Rainbow to you, Rob, you were like, I
wasn't sold. I'll be honest, I wasn't even sold until I got there. I was not sold on the idea. I kind of looked it up. I saw some hate articles out there, like I don't know. Like I the concept's cool, but.
What about you, Justin, when you first heard about this Rainbow Gathering?
When Rob told me about it over the phone, I was like, is this...
Pull it. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
All right.
I was like, this sounds like I'm going to a cult. And
it definitely was.
Like, no matter what, I was way more intrigued to go than I was to like if I didn't go to this, I would have probably like been...
If you didn't go to this, yeah. You just put yourself in a corner.
Yeah. Well, I my first impressions when I got there were the cops. Like right.
Because that was as soon as we got off. Like as soon as we got there, we literally got off. It was like getting off at a into like a third world country.
Wait,
it was crazy.
Can I just say, like, based off my first impression, like I was very optimistic. Like I heard about it, like I've been like really awakening my spiritual side, and I wanted to do all this research, because that's what you want to do when you hear about something you don't know about. You do all this research, and I don't know, like I got mixed reviews, even like in groups. It was just like, okay, people are like talking about like that they're family, and they're kind of just talking about like their personal lives and that kind of stuff. No one's like really talking about what Rainbow is. So I mean, I kind of just thought I should go in with no expectations, and I thought that was a good way to go in, because now I realize that everything that everyone was talking about is what Rainbow is. Like it is a family, and it is just a bunch of people like trying to live their lives outside of society, basically. And I thought that was great. So my first impressions kind of met up with my expectations, but I didn't have many. So I remember especially online, all the hate articles, even like people from the porcupine community. My friend would post, "Oh, I'm excited for Rainbow," and they'd be like, "Be careful! It's a bunch of socialists in the woods and rapists and thieves," and like it amazes me how everyone like jumps to, "Oh, there are rapers there." Like, I don't know, like it's just crazy because you like, no, I'm gonna defend myself, and you should be open to all kinds of new experiences. Like it's just all the negativity and hate articles kind of made me want more intrigued. Like I'm like, why are people hating on this so hard? Like they're trying to bring this down. So it must be good.
When I came back, I set up a meetup, like for other people interested in Rainbow, and called as many people as I could. Justin here took the offer. A total of I think like 6 people. 2 came with me, but like a total of like 6 people. Like had no idea what Rainbow was until I came back. I came back to Babylon to preach about Rainbow basically. And I had like got a meetup, got people going, like gave out the
but you had to preach, okay,
what to expect.
So we've had our expectations here. So how was like your actual first day was like a week's later, because me and Rob were apart for so long and he missed me so much. He was so lonely.
That was a long time we've been separated for like, I think.
Yeah,
I think since before. The last time we were separated that long was when like you were doing Seditious Sirens out in Keene.
I was only gone for like 2 days, and I remember
like the longest time we've really been separated that long. That was like the last time.
You were lonely. But yeah, so my one day kind of merged in with all those 5 days after that. So that was kind of my first day on the campground. Lasted like 2 weeks. That's what I'll say. But how was your actual like first day, Rob? Because there's a lot of like first day stories.
I like my first day, my first day.
Wait, can I just say, like,
I went there twice.
One of the other rumors were that there would be no parking. So I remember thinking like, oh, we're gonna be walking forever and we're not gonna be able to find this place. And then we get there and
parking was a bitch.
Like it was okay, but it wasn't like 5 miles away from the national forest.
Yes,
it was like in the national forest. Like they were saying it's not even gonna be anywhere near there, and you're gonna have to like park in town and like find a shuttle like right off the bat. And I was like, oh, that's gonna suck. But so I guess because I was expecting that, like it was a hike.
No.
You need a wheelbarrow.
No. It was like that. You don't understand. Like coming back.
But I'm talking about my first
but that's because
day.
we went so early. We went like a week early.
And also, it was just like, we're these two like anarchists, hippie, libertarians who do a podcast. But we can hang definitely at festivals. So I was like, how is this going to be? Are people going to want to party, or is it all spiritual? Is everyone just like sitting around and like meditating? I'm cool with that if that's what it is. But as soon as nightfall came, it was like we got out a drum and we said, bring your drum. Let's party. 6 drummers show up. They light a bonfire. Like the belly dancers start to come. The string instrument players start to come. And they're like ready. They're like, yes, like this is all we need. Like is each other and a drum. And let's have like this great day. And like I said, that was my first day and it merged in with all those 7 days. Like the party never stops. Like that's what I realized. Like you wake up in the morning, you rage. You go to sleep, you rage, and do it all over again. And it was pretty insightful. But what was your first day?
My first day, that's where both me and Justin got there. We get there like, what was it, 11 o'clock at night? Something like that?
11:30.
Yeah. So it's like, first of all, we're driving through like literally like the country of Vermont, where it's winding dirt roads. You're going like 5-10 miles of dirt road just to get to like where this national forest is. And when we get there, immediately there is just multiple national forest police trucks.
We gotta talk about the police presence when we come back.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, the Compassion.
Okay, so what's the website for Granite State of Granite Haze of Mind?
.com or .wordpress.com.
Jesus Christ, you don't have a
I don't. Dude, I'm broke.
Namecheap is really cheap, man. You should think
like
about
$5?
They take Bitcoin, dude.
They do?
I bought my domain and hosting with Bitcoin at Namecheap.com. I don't have it. This is not an advertisement for them. I just actually like Namecheap.
That's one thing I've started to like notice in my research of Bitcoin is that like it works for more
unleash a massive wave of serenity and nirvana all across the West. Members of the group threaten to implement such severe measures as tranquil.
So it's Granite Haze of Mine .wordpress.com. Go check it out.
You want me to bring it back?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Here now is a clip from the video.
Yeah, babe, it's your turn. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I'm checking out. Oh, there we go. I'm checking out Granite's Haze of Mine on the show. I have it up on air. So anyone going to the YouTube feed will see this. I went to the New Hampshire 420 rally. There's Rick and Rich smoking.
Did you stay
Heavy
for 2 days or just one?
I love the color scheme you have going.
Oh my god, yes, thank you so much. I made that in Photoshop. That's actually Mount Washington.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. The deep haze, the purple. Yeah.
So these are
What is this? The acid swab.
into the acid.
Into the acid.
Why is the
swab.
LRN feed like crap right now?
That's this is all like oh, so you're looking at heavy riffs and heavy split or heavy splits and heavy riffs. That's my webpage. That's music that I like found that I relate to. Like,
Oh, okay.
Like really, the Granite Haze of Mine spawned from like the music that I listen to.
Disconnected.
I disconnected from LRN really quick.
Sure.
Just because the feed was bad.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we can. I mean, it's all on YouTube, but like I needed to do that just because.
Error.
Failed.
What the fuck, error? What the fuck? Come on. Connect. Oh, we're doing this over Wi-Fi. That's why.
Who took that out?
Not me.
Connected.
Yeah, it's in this.
Disconnected.
It's a cool lighter.
It is.
Error.
Don't
Failed.
give me this error shit.
Maybe you should close all of it and start over. Maybe you should press quit and then start all the way over. Sometimes you gotta take the long way around.
I'll do that if it says error again.
Oh, it says problem question.
Connected.
Oh no, it's back.
0.
Quit.
Connection lost.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna come back after bumpers most likely.
No, we still got 10 seconds.
Error.
Motherfucker.
You just lose connection.
Yeah, having issues connecting.
Error.
It's just trying to connect.
Error.
Failed.
Have you tried disconnecting from the?
Wait.
Oh, we're on air.
Connected.
Hello. Sorry about that, guys. Little tech issue here at the Rebel Love Studio. We are back on the air on LRN.FM.
Sorry. So we were coming back and we were talking about our first day at Rainbow Gathering, which, as we said, Rainbow Gathering is basically all these cultures coming together for peace, and they're just basically living in harmony, and it's pretty great. So Justin and Rob were telling us about their first day there, because as you know, Rob left, and then he came back and he brought like a whole caravan with him. And he said when they first,
caravan.
Yeah, right.
he says when they first pulled up to the gate, they were greeted by police.
Ian?
5, 4. You ready to go on the air?
Yeah, I thought we already were on air. Ah.
No, I switched you away because you weren't connected.
Yeah, I thought we were back. Okay.
Hang on, I'll put you back on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back, guys. Sorry for the tech issues here at the Rebel Love Studios, but we're now back live on the air on LRN.FM. Also, if you're listening, go to rebelloveshow.com/live. You can watch our in-studio cam and you
can also Skype
who's
us
the sexiest
at
in the
Rebel
room.
Love Show.
And yeah, you can also Skype in, Skype username.
Skype, decide who's the sexiest. It's not even a competition.
I know, it's
I
me.
win. Anywho,
Oh,
so we
shit.
were talking about our first days at the Rainbow Gathering, which is basically a gathering. I'm sorry, I'm going fast because I already said it, and I know it's online. It's a gathering of cultures from all over, and they come together for peace, and they just reside in harmony, and they all just like feed each other and dance together, and it's great. And so Justin and Rob were telling us about their first day back. What day was it that you?
We arrived back on
Sunday night.
What
July
day was
3rd.
it? The third. So you
Yeah,
were there
July
kind of
3rd.
2 days.
Yeah, I was there about 2.5 days. The night we got there, we were like met with just the cops right there.
Which is a
And-
scary thing for a
Yeah.
bunch of hippies driving up to a gathering.
Oh yeah, we're just like bummer. Left everything in the car.
You know,
And
yeah, go ahead.
we were greeted by this pickup truck, and they were like taking everybody up the mountain. And my first real impression, aside from the police, was this guy getting out who was driving, and he wasn't wearing any pants. And that was like Nate, the kid we came with. We both looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, like this is it. Like we're going into this. And there's like 9 or 10 of us in the back of this pickup truck, and he's just hauling up this mountain road.
Oh,
And
he was
branches-
tearing ass, man. He was,
Branches were hitting us in the face, and we're like ducking, and it was just an experience in itself, because a police car came by with his lights flashing, and the guy like stopped, pulled over, and was like, hey, like, is there an emergency or something? And the police like looked at him and just like floored it away. Like, you could actually do that here. It was pretty cool.
No, yeah, it was intense getting on there. Like it really did feel like I was in a different like country. To be honest, like there's multiple foreign people on that truck talking in different language.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It was a
There-
lot of different cultures there.
I mean, I definitely want to get like into the hip stories and everything, but yeah, I definitely met like people from all over, and they were telling me about the European rainbow gatherings, and sometimes they go on all year long, and I thought that was just amazing that I'm gonna get to be
a year-round rainbow, just like in a forest that never ends.
in a forest, and it never ends in the European and in Europe. And like I even like was tripping like one day, and I sat beside this guy who was from India, and he was just like the chillest fucking dude I'd ever met, and him and his wife just sat and they played like guitar, and they talked about philosophy, and I was like, I'm getting all this culture, like just sitting down in the middle of a forest by a fire doing nothing, just talking.
There are so many times at Rainbow that I was just an observer, you know, like I was I was trying to soak in like the culture of these people, you know, as best as I could, because that's what I felt like. I felt like I'm not going to experience this culture that often, so I want to take it in as much as I possibly can.
I feel like I was definitely more of an observer. What is that noise? I definitely feel like I was more of an observer. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, no, I heard.
Oh,
I
I'm like,
think
I'm
we're
not
haunted.
crazy.
We have a
You're a
ghost.
fly on the wall.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Really, like you were a wallflower, and that's how I took it.
Yeah.
You know, I was only there for like a day and a half, but everything that I was there was just like the first kind of night was just observing everything and to just taking it in and like accepting it. And that
I was
really
doing
cool.
that for like 2 weeks, and it was just, but I actually did help a lot. And that was the other thing I wanted to get into about Rainbow, was that I felt like it was something for everyone there. Like when I say it was like a bunch of different cultures, like I really do mean like it was people from everywhere, from all walks of life, and they got together and they made these kitchens, or they made these like bliss pits. And
what is a bliss pit?
well, I'm gonna explain right now. A bliss pit is basically just like a chill lounge, but it's in the middle of the national forest, so it's just like a little fire pit. And they'd have different events there, and they basically just hang out. So there's something there for everyone, and I love theater. I love being on stage. I haven't done a play in a while. The last thing I did was the comedy improv jam back in. When was that? Like,
you did that at Liberty Farm.
At Liberty Farm.
That was like 2 shower years ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago. So I was like feeding for this stage, and like on my first day, like after we got all settled, I walk up the street a little and I figure out they're building a stage. Like they have this empty structure, which I wish you got pictures of the stage.
I didn't.
You didn't take any pictures of the stage.
Is that G-Funk?
Yeah, it's G-Funk.
Yeah,
it was grandiose. This like wooden structure. They hung up all these like fabric around it, and it looked like a professional fucking stage. It was beautiful, and I got to help build it, and I thought that was like amazing because I wanted this stage. I wanted like to be in theater again, and they'd have all these activities there. They had the dating game, they had a talent show, and I read in the talent show because I was like, oh, I want to do this, and I got up and I read, and it was so beautiful. I felt like I connected with everyone there, and everyone was still loving and positive. And I really felt like I wasn't an observer in that moment. I felt like I was really part of this family, and that it was just full of all this love. And I know it sounds like culty, but we are all a family. We are all one. And if we realize that, we'd be nicer and kinder to each other, because you want to treat yourself well. But yeah, so I mean, I felt like that was definitely the highlight for me, was building that stage and rocking it out. But more on Rainbow when we come back.
I wish I was there for the whole building. I really do. Next year, we're gonna be there for the whole week.
That's right. I'm taking off from work.
All right.
Okay, you guys want this joint?
Yes.
Yeah. I need to fix it. Camera angle. I'm by the way, munch on the fucking mics. That wasn't going out to YouTube.
You need to talk on the mic like
camera
this.
Angle, but yeah,
munch on.
Munch on it. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Act
Sorry.
like you're licking it deep and giving it.
Suck
it like it's the
bit. Who knows? It's always dark.
Who knows?
All right. Because normally, all right, I need.
I got that too, like what you're saying. I want to bring up like some of the stuff that I've like seen my first day.
Yeah, I want to get your first-hand experience. What was your?
We can bring it back with that, and then so while it's still fresh on your mind, and then we'll get into the kitchens.
Yeah, kind of.
We got time to talk about all the things.
Sweet. I didn't really eat much when I was there.
Oh, okay.
I ran off good vibes.
Good vibes is a good thing to go off of there.
There's so many there.
Am I sitting in the right place for you?
Yeah, you're fine.
Can I get the lighter?
Yep.
Boom shakalaka. You now have, sir, the greatest shot. Wait, let me fix this.
Sweet.
Boom. Wait, wrong camera shot. There we go. I just move a little to your there you go. Bam. That's your new profile picture.
Awesome.
Plus, add yourself to the Shire map
And
at
we're looking at your website, right? I'm gonna
shiresociety.com.
play
That's
some of this. What time is,
shiresociety.com.
We got 3 minutes.
This is your Robert broker daily precious.
Yeah, they're all wicked long songs.
Trading
They're albums that I have like put up there.
$43 per ounce. Over 6 cents per $20.04 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at $53 US. Robertson Road brokerage has been helping clients buy and sell
Who is this?
for 4 years. For more information, call
What is this?
74.
Weed Druid?
Weed Druid?
Online.
Like Weed Druid.
Automotive, apparel, jewelry, healthcare, sports and outdoors.
Oh no. We can find another song. Scroll down there. Wait, are you serious? It'll get taken down because of a nipple? Like, I have an article. Music. Glad you guys like that. Yeah, cool. It is. Sorry, all of it is. It's heavy.
All of it's dark?
It's heavy.
Is this going out to LRN like this? It's a bad data connection.
You guys don't have to play it if you don't want to. It's just heavy rips.
No, I'm more concerned about the LRN feed.
Yeah.
All right, we're going back into it.
Cool.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. We are live here in Manchester, New Hampshire, talking about the Rainbow Family Gathering. Okay. And anyways, so Justin, we're leaving off. We were just fresh off the boat, so to speak. We landed. We landed in
and what you didn't know
Vermont.
would be your
Crash
homeland.
landed, yeah.
And immediately we're confronted with male frontal nudity, cops to our left and right, and pickup trucks flying through
So
the
how?
mountainside.
What after this? It's already epic. So what happened after that?
So we get off the truck, and there's like a spray painted school bus to my right. There's a welcome home sign like stretched over like a couple trees, and it's all dark. Like I can't really see what's going on. And as my first impressions are like going on, it's like this, I can't really gather much except for walking down this dark path. And so we get to the camp, and we set up camp. I set up the hammock. Nate sets up his tent, and we go to the center. We go to the center like area, and
It was hopping when we got
Did I
here. It was
find-
huge.
I thought I found you guys.
No, we were already at the tent site. You ran up to us.
yeah, you came back.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, we went to
after-
the center together.
Yeah, after,
okay.
and then we
I
all
thought
went
so.
back. But it was like my first glimpse at man in his most like primal
Oh,
form.
fuck
It
yeah.
was cool. Like there were naked dudes with dreadlocks everywhere. Like they're banging a drum, and the drum is like
Massive.
everything. Yeah, it resonates.
Like sheepskin, like I don't know. They
It's a
had some
real
very
thing.
interesting instruments, and everyone's just playing their heart song. And
so many great musicians.
yes,
too.
that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Oh
It
my
wasn't
God.
just like shitty musicians. They got these
Everyone
nice
was
like drums.
fantastic.
Everyone was fucking amazing. Like,
G Funk was awesome, I thought, because and one of the things that I noticed that I'll maybe talk about later
G
was
Funk was the
like-
one that I helped build the stage.
yeah,
Just-
that was the stage. That was super awesome because it had the trees, like the whole thing was made out of
Oh,
like
yeah.
trees. Yeah. But one thing I noticed with G Funk, and that kind of stuck with me the rest of the time, is that like there were musicians that just showed up like and played
Yeah.
with them. and the jam like lasted, and it didn't stop, and it always transitioned like very well with like whoever was coming in, like different pieces.
Definitely.
And that really like for me resonated throughout the whole thing, you know, because like things just naturally kind of progressed and flowed through.
Yeah, it's like that feeling of like unity. One thing sorry, excuse me. One thing I was gonna say about the musicians and G-Funk in general was that I'd sit there and I'd be like, I want to sing, or I want to hear like beautiful people sing.
And you could.
And it was just
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was like to a point where it was like everywhere I walked, everyone had these like beautiful heart songs, and it was like amazing. And even your friend Nate, like he just got up one morning
He
and
blew
started
out
like
he was
water.
insane.
singing like a
Yeah.
beautiful
like, on his
bird.
ukulele. That was great.
I am so glad he brought that ukulele.
Yeah.
I spent like hours
He has a
playing
great
it.
voice.
For me, it was just like, I don't know if Rainbow's bringing out like this like awesome side of people, but it's awesome because people don't normally get to walk around all day with their musical instruments and just start singing
did for
randomly
me.
whenever.
Yeah.
And it was just like these people get to do that, and like they're feeling so happy about it. And it was even better for me because I love to hoop, so I just carry my hoop around. And anytime anyone would start playing and singing, I dance, and it just be like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. It's like you said, it was primal. It was like tribal. It was like, yes, this is what we're supposed to be doing, but we're all freaks in the woods,
Yeah.
right? But we're like having this great time. I'd have to say, like, I walked a lot at Rainbow, and I didn't even realize
Yeah.
it, because it's in the middle of Vermont National Forest is where
so
it
much
was.
walking.
And
to
it
walk
was just like
everywhere.
anywhere you went, you were walking. So I don't really like that, which is one reason I loved it. I found G-Funk because it was right up the street
Yeah,
from me.
I love the
Yeah, not
walking
too
now.
far.
Yeah, so I just got to sit there most of the time. But on the 4th, when you guys came, I was like, I'm ready to party, like with you guys, obviously. So we like when we went to the circle and we went everywhere, like, and we walked like that whole night, like 5 or 6 times around that whole fucking place. I was like, oh my god, like I first got here and I thought it was so jumbled and confusing, and now it's just like everything's perfect.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
walk. I like that morning, the first morning, I walked everywhere, just like 5 or 6 times, just to get my bearings for the rest of the night in case
Yeah,
I lost
so
you
we
guys
could-
or anything
and
like
you
that.
did,
I'd find my
obviously.
way back. Yeah.
We all knew everyone would get lost and just find these amazing things. And if we're going to talk about the night of the 4th, one of the most amazing things that I saw there, because there were all these kitchens, which I said we're going to talk about kitchens when we come back. So
And
maybe we
I
should
want to know
just
what
talk
your
about it
favorite
now.
kitchen was too, by the way. When we talk about kitchen.
Okay, so first of all, so the way Rainbow works is all these different kitchens come together to the festival. I mean, sorry, not the festival, the gathering. And they get some donations, like anyone can just come up and donate. And that's what me and Rob did when we first came. We took a bunch of stuff from the cabinets and just donated it to each kitchen. It was a really cool day because we saw people making like clay stoves and ovens and shit. And I was like,
Yeah,
what
the
the
blew me
clay
fuck?
stove was
away.
awesome.
That's what I loved about it. Like when you told me that you guys all bring stuff to donate, I thought that was the sickest thing. Like
Yeah.
everyone brings things to donate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sick. And just the fact that they're fucking badasses, yo. What if the zombie apocalypse comes? Who's
my God.
building
These
a
people
are
fucking
where it's at.
stove made out of clay? They bake pizza in there. They bake rolls in there, like all from nothing.
They
Like they're in the
utilize their
middle of a
surroundings
forest. They built their
survive.
fucking table. Like they made bread from scratch. Like there's nothing that
They probably
anyone.
know how to like harvest berries and like
Yeah,
live.
they
in
know
how
all
the
to
the
woods.
survive.
leaves.
Yeah,
Like
It's cool. This is
it's-
how people live.
You
Like,
want to
that's
be
what's
around
crazy.
They
people that know how to
they
survive
did
on their
make
own.
Yeah.
salads out of the herbs
zombie
there,
apocalypse.
out of the
Yeah.
herbs, like, and it was just great. So all these kitchens were doing that, and some even this is really loud. Some even weren't, like, for instance, G-Funk wasn't a kitchen. It was just like a stage area.
Yeah.
And there was this other place called Wanna Burn, which was a kitchen, but it was also a place for the fire spinners to get together and teach fire and like build stuff to spin fire with, which I thought was super cool. And if we're gonna go into culture, I met the cutest person. She was spinning fire and she asked me if I wanted to learn, and I was like maybe eventually. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't want to set myself on fire. And she was like, well, I've been spinning since she was like 12, and she was like, that was a rule in the family that you had to wait until you were 12 because her mom's been spinning since they started Burning Man and that's what her family does. She's just like in a like fire spinning family, and that's just like she's talking about it like it's normal Mondays on the bus to church or something. And she was like, yeah, we wait till we 12. So I feel like that was probably my favorite kitchen because I had the most bizarre interactions with people at Wanna Burn. And if they weren't fire spinners, they had a nice little bliss pit, which is just like a little fire while you wait by their kitchen. And it just be people, like I said, singing and dancing, and just like older people just sitting around and like telling stories. And that was awesome. And that also on the 4th there was a wedding of fire spinners and hoopers. It was a Hooper, and staff spinner. So cool. And they're like, it's 4 of them. They're reading their vows to each other while they're fucking spinning fire, like right in front of us. And it was like, we were wandering around like all night. And it was like, I thought we were going to miss the wedding because I heard about it. And it was like, as soon as we got there, the wedding started and it was beautiful. So I'm going to say that was definitely my favorite kitchen because most memories there.
So are we going to have a fire spinners at our wedding?
Probably not. Yeah,
I was hoping for that. Maybe we leave it. We could even up the ante.
They'll probably be there.
Did you eat? Did you? Oh, and also, so all these kitchens would prepare for main circle, which is what we were talking about earlier. So all the kitchens with all their donations, they make one big dish and they bring it down to the main circle and they feed like everyone who was there. And it was just awesome eating with everyone. Even though like it was mostly vegan. So
yeah, that's why it was good. I didn't care for the beans so much.
I didn't eat when I was there. I was there a day. I didn't have time to eat.
Yeah, we didn't go in the main circle when you were there. It
didn't even matter. Like I felt like the late night kitchens were best. Like butterscotch pancakes. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, I remember us talking about that and just being like, you really wanted to go to that. Yeah.
Email is easy, instant, and free, and that
it was just coming from him for some reason, not going out.
Email lacks the
we were fine going out.
Body language.
All right,
face-to-face conversation or the tone of voice and
joke.
Other nuance you hear in a telephone conversation. Email is just words, often few words. We're all smothering in spam, so we often reply in terse fashion that's easy to misunderstand. And email doesn't cost you a postage stamp. And
my friend's watching this right now.
Oh,
yeah, she was like, look at you.
Wait. Is she watching live right now?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, there you go. Just look in the camera and wave it to her.
When in doubt, don't snap.
Just that.
This is ready to flip off the camera.
Do something cool to her, man.
And unless you're sending AOL to AOL, there's no unsend. For more tips on critical communication skills for the way things are now, it's survivalspeech.com.
Super hot.
I'm Holland.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's late,
it's okay.
Man. You know, you can open the door during the commercial break.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we got like 2 minutes. There's a long.
It's 47:10.
It's only 2.5 minutes.
Oh, the cat's in. Sweet.
If unclaimed after 30 days. An
Shit,
attractive business
that's actually worse. She's gonna jump on your lap, man.
That's okay.
On wallets
She's in my lap.
And returns to the tipper if unused.
Oh god, there's 2 cats.
Tip.freetalklive.com. Tip.freetalklive.com.
I forgot about Ren.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our
free
satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees.
Yeah.
Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a podcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. Sat.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live.
Maybe after the show, she'll be like, "Hey, is it cool if you guys watch Ren for me?" Yes. Like, yeah, as long as we, the bad people.
Can we get your cat high?
Oh no, not getting high. I would get it neutered and chop those balls off and get front claws removed.
If you see people on drugs, you might change your mind.
Man, look, my wife went to drug treatment center, lady.
But I don't think she's gonna be.
There you go.
Good for her.
Sandy, I've smoked copious amounts of marijuana.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that a bit.
I think her mom there are plenty of people that have taken
You got a
drugs.
fact for me, Sandy? One of them, fact?
I don't have statistics.
Sandy, we're not asking people to smoke marijuana. We're just saying, let's not make it illegal.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's a great
Here's a
point.
chance to do a little activism while you're cruising.
We're not asking you to
Twitter,
smoke
Google
weed.
Plus.
We're asking you to just make it legal.
Great.
Great.
Sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's post pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com.
Oh, Rick Nye is listening.
Oh, is he? Sweet. Hey, Rick.
Spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy. But
Awesome,
you
Rick.
that tenth of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com. We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether,
Give him a plug.
Bitcoin isn't
Yeah,
the
we'll
only
plug it.
blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io.
I plan on playing some more Hempfest
between
music
digital assets and
during the
Bitcoin
other
instantly
commercial breaks.
between your own digital wallets.
The next one's a longer break. It's like 10 minutes. So
Okay.
I want to throw a music video up there now.
Sure.
Send them the crypto you want to sell.
Yeah, my
Send
music
back the crypto
is
you
kind of
wanna
like
buy.
heavy.
It's that
But like,
easy.
if you have any questions
Shapeshift.io.
about that kind of stuff
Is
too.
that your music you actually make?
No. Those are bands that like, yeah. I'm thinking that.
We're coming.
Yeah.
Updates.lrn.fm.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. I'm your Rebel Mistress here. And before we get into it, I just would like to give a quick, promo. We got like 44 days until Hempfest. 43, I think, probably
So close.
now.
It's coming
So
up.
it's coming up. Buy your tickets as soon as possible. That's NHHempfest.com, August 25th through the 28th, and you don't want to miss it. There's going to be so many awesome bands, and,
Zach Deputy,
activities,
Twiddle, Dopapod,
and the
Forest.
Rebel Love Show wedding, which you don't want to miss. And you can always get us a wedding present if you want.
It's gonna be beautiful.
On rebelloversforever.love. So anyway, we were talking about the Rainbow Gathering and kind of how the kitchens are set up, so you don't really need money there. Like, there is a lot of trading and bartering, which is awesome. They even have this whole like trade circle, which really wasn't a circle, it was an alley. And this was, if we're gonna like go into rainbow culture a bit, the funny thing that they have there is rumors. So they'll start these rumors about anything. And it was like, at first I didn't get it. I was like, okay, I don't get it. Like, someone was telling me Trade Circle was closed. And
Trade Circle's always closed.
Yeah.
It's always close to close.
Yeah, so
I don't see people closing it, but they say it's closed.
They say it's
That's what they say.
closed, and it's just like people will
Just a
start all
rumor,
these
though.
rumors, and I was like, why do people do this? Like, it's not funny. And then I started starting rumors. And it was just like so easy to start these kind of rumors, like that were just like nonsense but funny. So anyway, you just had to be there. So back to the kitchens that we donated to, and I said my favorite kitchen was definitely Wanna Burn. There was so much veganist there, like but
speaking of Wanna Burn,
the meat eaters.
There was after
will prevail.
I want to say this was Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night.
Yeah,
that acapella
yes,
group.
the Rainbow Acapella group.
Oh my god, that was again going back to like how people like come in and out. They just flowed so well, and they just like improvised so much. It just blew my mind. Like that was the whole thing. The whole thing just went naturally, and like they were making fart noises in acapella, and it sounded amazing.
And they were dropping the beats too, man. They were bringing it like. I know. One thing I loved about watching it was
no, you keep going. Sorry.
Okay, one thing I loved about watching it was they were singing acapella stuff like relevant to like the rainbow like community.
Yeah,
you know. So it was like it was super like inside baseball. like rainbow.
But I was there for 2
know?
weeks. So I'm telling you, if you just like if you stay for a long period of time, it's like you get in on all the jokes and like all the inside baseball so quickly because it's just like it's such a community. But anyway, what I was gonna say about the songs is, well, the main question I got was like, oh, well, you guys are out there prancing around in the woods, what, like a bunch of country music or folk songs where they dress medieval, and I'm like, no, it's not like that at all.
Not at all. No,
like,
this is real.
Yeah,
this is real. Like
real life. Yeah.
These are like people in their natural fucking habitats, and they're singing everything. Like there was this beautiful rendition of Hallelujah on one of the play nights, and I don't even know, were you there when they sang Hallelujah that night?
No, I missed that.
Oh my god, it was amazing. The crowd was like packed, and this guy started singing Hallelujah with the crowd, and it was like everyone sung so beautifully. And it's not just because we're tripping balls and we're high as sack. It's because they're really like these beautiful singers, and it is tribal, but it's not like old school. It's like it's innovating, it's evolving like with us, but it's just natural. Like I say this quote, like, if you see birds flying in the sky and they're all together and they're all pointed one way, like they don't need traffic lights and all this other shit to tell them which way to go. Like they're all like communicating with each other. And I think we're all the same way. We're just so unbalanced because of all this political bullshit going on that we can't see it. So speaking of
one thing for me for Rainbow, and I get what you're saying. Like I may not want to live like that tribal way for my life.
You don't want to live in Rainbow Land forever?
No, I like civilization. Maybe a couple more rainbows will convince me that the rainbow is the only way. However, it was a great experience, and I want to experience more. I don't want to go to more rainbows. I want to experience that life, and I love having that experience. And I think it's absolutely amazing for your spirit, for your soul, whatever you want to call it. Like, it was a great human experience for me to like live this
great life. Human experience.
It's outside of my. It was it's outside of my. My echo chamber, my my
he
world,
thought he wouldn't like it. Like he was like, "What are these communists?"
Wow. Yeah, that's what I was like. It's like this anarcho-communist community, and I'm like, I want to see how this works.
I was impressed. I was impressed.
I'm not gonna lie.
It works in a small system.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie, like the cult thing crossed my mind too, even though I was excited for it a little bit. I'm like, well, if it is a cult, at least I'll get to like say I almost joined a cult.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. Like,
but no, it like just to find out like that it wasn't like that at all. But there was a moment like where they were serving Kool-Aid at dinner circle, and I was like,
questioning yourself a second, like,
I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid. I don't know, maybe I was questioning myself, but you know what? When I got my Kool-Aid, I drank it like immediately. So obviously no fucks given.
I would have dumped it on a plant, watched a plant like burn up and die.
see if it wasn't. But if it didn't, you just wasted Kool-Aid.
Yeah, so. I guess you're right. Water was scarce there for me.
So you didn't eat much food. Were you scared of the food, or you're just very particular?
No, actually, I was just too busy experiencing everything there. Like that was my goal. Like I was gonna be there for a day and a half tops. So I said I'm gonna get the best out of this. I didn't even bother like eating. I had like a few of Nate's little like protein cubes. That was about it. And I just ran off of good vibes the entire time. Like that's really what kept me going. Was
that's
like
good vibes and cigarettes.
I'm experiencing this.
Nick and Night satellite. If you got a cigarette, I need a cigarette. If you need a cigarette, I got a cigarette. You don't have to be a Rockefeller to help a fella. Ain't no city like generosity. So there's this guy. I told you I was at Rainbow for 2 weeks. I got in on the inside.
You were there for a long time.
Which also coincidentally was the next thing I wanted to say. That I felt like going to this Rainbow gathering puts us a step ahead of our festival friends, like completely.
Yeah, it's tiers above what a festival is.
But this was your first major thing.
Yeah, I've never been to a festival before.
Yeah.
No.
This is like that's hard. That's such a hardcore thing to do, man.
And it's not a festival; it's a gathering of a bunch of folks in the woods,
this is
like
real.
fending for them. Yeah, it's
real.
not.
It's not a show. This isn't like a thing for people. This is how people like live, and it was awesome.
It was awesome. But they travel. Like that was one thing that I heard on the stage too. There was like this gypsy caravan, and they were like, "We do this all around the world," and people think it's for show, and they give us tips, and they don't know.
Like, no, they do it like.
this is real life. This is what
like
we
that.
do.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Like, because first of all, camping is like not in some like, oh, we got our nice cleaned out little spot. No,
you're in a national forest.
Yeah, you're gonna like clear out a spot. You're gonna fucking camp on rocks, and it's whatever. Like, people go to this gathering space like months before, like, I imagine, with just giant machetes and cut down paths. Like, it's literally a national forest, and they have
cedar camps to go out. And,
pick a spot and see where everything's gonna be. So like, it's just like the rawness of it. And we cleared out the spot and we put our camping up there. And it's also like, festivals have those nice food trucks, the dumplings.
There's commercialism there.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that there.
Like, there is food, but you can help make it. You go to the kitchens and you can help them cut up fruit and vegetables in the morning, and they'll make you an omelet. Like, and it's just like that. It's like, you don't even have to help. You can just go and say, hey, I'm hungry. So, but you want to help because you're there. You want to be a part of that. And I didn't see one person there that wasn't like, oh, can I help? Is there something that I can do? Our friend Jeff, who came with us, he was there for a whole entire day. And we didn't even find Jeff. We're like, oh, Jeff's somewhere lost. Poor Jeff. We found Jeff the next day smiling, shirt off, carrying wood. He's like, oh, I just ran into these guys and I helped them mediate this argument that they were having. And then we went to go chop some wood for some kitchen. And then they dabbed us up, and that was and that was like the cycle of things, and that's what people were doing all day, and it was beautiful. And also, it was just like, no, those beautiful porta potties you see at festivals, which porta potties suck. They had trenches, like they dug.
I never got to experience the trench. I got the seat.
You volunteer to dig the shitter. Like, people dig these like 10 feet deep shitters in the woods, and like you shit in a trench, and then you cover it with ash and lime, and it actually works better than a porta potty. I'm gonna say, because you bury your shit, you cover it with ash and lime, the smell is greatly reduced. Something needs to be done about porta potties. Like, they can be innovated if people are shitting in trenches in the woods. But anyway, the Holy Musical Jesus Shitter was built a little while after that. I'll tell you about the New Testament when we come back.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interaction.
Okay, kids, I'm putting on a little twiddle.
Sweet.
Twiddle will be playing at the one and only New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally. New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally is going to be taking place at Rogers Campground this August 25th through the 28th in Lancaster, New Hampshire, in the heart of the White Mountains. It's going to be fantastical. Come party with us. Go buy tickets on hempfest.com. Twiddle, they're going to be there too. So give them a little listen here. I want to jump ahead because it's short breaks. So I want to throw it into where it gets all jammy.
How long is the break? 10 minutes.
likes it here.
Those watching the woman angrily asking for a manager over a $1.20 price difference imagined that the woman was once a fresh-faced college graduate, too spirited and fun-loving to throw a bitter tantrum in front of a room of complete strangers.
She was probably once just some freewheeling college kid, you know? Her biggest concern was which one of her friends she was going to hang out with at night and whether they were going to meet at the movies or a bonfire on the beach. Now look at her. You know, I'll bet if you'd have told her 10 or 15 years ago that one day she'd be ripping into a grocery store clerk with a room full of strangers staring at her, she'd have been horrified. It's sad.
In other news, a few years in the military would have really straightened out a troubled teen killed in Afghanistan, and a man on the verge of self-realization instead turns to God.
This is the Onion News Network.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. I am your Rebel Mistress here. And bringing it back, I just want to remind you all that you can purchase my latest audiobook, In Love Words, on audible.com. It's pretty awesome.
Is this the one where I'm a guest?
No, it's a book of poetry. It's pretty awesome. And it's fun, and it's Valentine's edition. So if you are feeling the spirit of love, go to Audible and download my audiobook. Yeah. So anywho, and other than that, I know Rob wanted to give a shout out to Rick.
Yeah. Hey, Rick.
Rick Naya of
Naya,
NH
the
Hempfest.
man.
He's the man, the head honcho of the New Hampshire Hempfest and Freedom Rally. Go to nhhempfest.com and buy your tickets.
Yeah. Hey, Rick. If you're listening at home, I really wish you could get in the rainbow with me and Justin. It would have been so much fun, dude. Man. Yeah, like it's just as my witness. Like if I extend there is an adventure.
There's so many networking.
You were so close. You were so close. I had you on the hook. I thought you were like, I'm like, oh, he might do it. I know you had a fish concert, which is a worthy.
No, it's not. Because there were a lot of people at Rainbow who left and went to that fish concert and came back.
Oh, well, there you go.
Maybe he ran some rainbow there.
And there were people who left the gathering and went to a Grateful Dead concert in New York and came back. So I'm just saying.
You could have come.
Yeah, you should have came. Like, there's no excuses.
It was a trip.
It's like, because why not? And I know it's like primal kind of the camping situation, but even for one day I feel like it's good for you. It's good for you.
It was good for me
to like step away from society and just like have to fend for yourself and be in your element. And it's also cool when there's nothing you have to worry about. Like, you don't have to spend your day worrying about, okay, what am I gonna cook, what am I gonna eat, like where am I gonna take a shit. Speaking of which, when I was talking about the shitters, okay, so I went into town to McDonald's one day. I was gonna go anyway because I wanted to talk to Rob because I missed him.
Yeah, we get the video call for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so we video chatted each other, and I also wanted to take a shit at McDonald's because I don't want to like squat over the trench because squatting is hard. Like, that's crazy. Like, it smelled better, but I can't squat. It was a hard formation. So I was like, oh, I wish they build a different like thing, or I'm just gonna have to hold it for days. And then the very next day they dug like a 20-foot hole. They built like a wooden box, and they put a porcelain god toilet seat there,
the royal throne.
Yes, it was a royal toilet seat, like no foul play, no like nastiness, like it was great.
I almost
so that was my rainbow miracle.
If I had self-service, I would have Snapchatted it. That's how good it was. Yeah. But yeah, that it was something good for the spirit for me. Like, I
don't think I ever explained what Nick and Night actually was. Yeah, I just started saying
Nick and Night was my savior.
So this is what I was saying. Like, it goes into, you know, there was nothing that you had to worry about. So you really just focus on yourself, because there was this guy, Nick and Night, and he was just walking around and he was saying, you know, if you got a cigarette, I need a cigarette. If you need a cigarette, I got a cigarette. You don't have to be a Rockefeller to help a fella, and so on and so on. And he's just throwing people cigarettes all day. Like, cigarettes. Like, you go to this festival and everyone's giving you free fucking cigarettes.
There's so many cigarettes being handed out left and right. I go to any kitchen and like people are
they say it says "We Jones," so you don't have to. Like, seriously, it is just like everything you would ever need, especially if you're a cigarette smoker. Like, you're like, wake up, cigarette. Go to sleep, cigarette. Eat breakfast, cigarette. And there's naked night, like dare to feed your addiction. Like, so what? Like, you don't have to worry about it. We know you're addicted. We got you. And that was amazing. And also I just wanted to say, just like the spiritual medicine there was, the way they looked at it was more of a, you know, you shouldn't have to buy like spiritual medicine. Like, you shouldn't have to, like, it should be given freely so that everyone can like experience something that's outside of their reality.
Yeah, better your consciousness.
Yeah, and I thought that was fucking awesome. Just like that view on it. And I've always had the view like I don't like thieving, I don't like stealing, but if someone stole from me, they must need it more than I do. That's how I try to look at things, honestly. But here it was like there are no ground scores at Rainbow. Like, everything's yours. Like, you're here to not worry.
Yeah. Well, I will say there was disagreement in regards to, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the Krishnas believe in not using any other substance to gain spirituality?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like there are groups of people there that are against using
yeah, but they don't believe you should be in a cage.
Oh, of course not. No.
So I feel like
peaceful people.
Like, it's like what you were saying earlier. Like, I'm not asking you to smoke weed. I'm just asking you to legalize it. Like,
everyone was comfortable with everyone.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, and I felt like the Krishnas, like, even though they're people who are like obviously highly spiritually religious, they still come to Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where you can like mistake some of these people for heathens, don't get me wrong, and they still come with all their spirit and all their like pureness, and they say, yeah, this is the place to gather consciousness. Like, even if they don't believe in like doing drugs to get you there, they still like have understanding, the same understanding that everyone has, and that's the only thing that matters is peace, and we're brothers and sisters. And so I thought that was awesome.
I thought everyone was there for their own exclusive reason, like independent reason, like coming together in like a unified community, which is really cool because everyone was their own person, but working together in like one large kind of like network.
Yeah.
It was
and don't
really,
get me wrong,
I love that.
There are like disputes. Because I know Rob was going to go into kind of the similarities between the poor community and there, and they have like a council.
But they don't have a council. It's just more so people that are, are prominent that speak often.
Yeah,
according to other Rainbow folks.
Yeah, but anyone can be
a council, but they have sway because they're always
there, they're elders. And they're known in the community. But anyone can be on this council, which I thought was also like a different way of kind of looking at it.
Anyone can go. Anyone can go to like the meeting.
Everyone can go on the meetings and be on the council. Like, it's open.
I think there's a council.
There's a council for sure. There's a council. They're like a council is a meeting by definition.
No, council is like a group of people like that have the meeting.
Yeah, there's a group of people that have the meeting, and anyone can join this group and have the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, there are people who get things done, but there's no formal person in charge is all I was trying to get to. Which is also just a totally different way of looking at things. And I asked you if you could live in Rainbow Land forever, and you called it like an Ancom paradise.
Yeah, no, it's an Ancom paradise. Ancom paradise. So for those that go down the whole, anarchy rabbit hole philosophies, you get down to it where there's different flavors of anarchy. A lot of the people that I interacted with at Rainbow, I would say that there's a large chunk of them that would consider themselves anarcho-communists.
There were a lot of porcupines at Rainbow. Like, for instance, I saw
there definitely were some porcupines there.
Yeah. My friend Rich, who I met singing, who I loved all the time, and there was also an old friend of ours that we saw who was a new mover. Well, Rob knew her before.
Yeah,
and
crazy story.
She looked so good. And she said she's just been traveling with Rainbow, but like she had this light about her, and that was awesome. And also Vermin Supreme.
Vermin's home.
I fangirled him.
Yeah.
You fangirled him.
Such a fanboy moment with Vermin Supreme.
It was legendary for me, not gonna lie.
How long have you been interested in Vermin?
Since high school.
Oh wow. Okay, a long time.
So 2008, around like
cool
8 years ago. Yeah. I got to know. I was like in high school. I was like, who's this guy? He wears a rubber boot on his head, and I just like was so for it. Like everything about him. Free ponies. That's what I want.
And mandatory toothbrushing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, mandatory
and if you
toothbrushing.
ask him how he's gonna enforce it, he will tell you his whole fiscal like policy, and that's his home. Who knew?
Hey,
Rainbow created Vermin Supreme. What?
Yeah.
He was born at Rainbow.
Yes.
Dude, I love that man.
Arcade City is a ride-sharing.
Yeah, dude. You had it was cute. Your fangirl moment.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man, I don't even care.
I'm glad I got that.
Dude, yeah, you called me out, dude. I totally did.
Did you? Was that your first picture of Vermin?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was amazing.
I'm glad I was
my first
Vermin Supreme you should be in.
My first experience with Vermin Supreme was me tripping balls at this like rainbow gathering. I'm just like, yes, like
this is how it was meant to happen.
You got to witness me invite Vermin Supreme to my wedding.
To your wedding.
That was so hot.
Yeah.
You should be saying this for the show.
Yeah. We'll repeat it. We'll repeat it. This is the show.
I'm gonna add you into selfies with Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, that's an awesome Facebook group.
You can be in it now that you have a selfie with Vermin.
My friend Amy sent me one. She's like this hardcore punk rock chick. She had like a mohawk like this high. She's just screaming with him. I was like, yes.
Yeah, we've taken a few different selfies with Vermin Supreme over the years.
That's sick. Yeah. That's sick. You guys had him on the show.
Well, he was on our show. He was on Anarchy After Dark.
One of the shows we produced.
Yeah, okay. I was the producer of Anarchy After Dark.
It was this very crazy show because like this girl is like such a bad.
The fundraiser ends August 19th.
Like it was just like it was full mumble jumble, and
it was a good episode of it. It was the best episode of Anarchy After Dark they had. Was one of Vermin Supreme. Nonetheless, it was a great episode.
I feel like that man could talk for like hours, and I would listen. I would listen to everything.
Vermin, if you're listening at home,
he was letting people come up and ask him questions. It was crazy. Crazy night, and I was like tripping on mushrooms.
Then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening.
That was at Liberty Forum back in February. That was right after Anarchy After Dark.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm so jealous. Well, actually, I have a picture with him now. So.
And then I get it. I was like, I love this photo of you with Vermin Supreme.
That's a great photo.
No, we have another one with
actually,
you.
Hold on.
I got 2 selfies with him. I've had 2 selfies with him in different locations, and we smoked weed outside.
Oh, here's another one. There's this photo with Vermin Supreme. This is at the Quill.
That was amazing.
Yeah, this is at the Quill. That was cool. I have another one too from last Liberty Forum too. I don't feel like going back that far. I have a photo like holding up like his bumper sticker.
Can you open the door?
Yes.
All right, am I bringing it back? What?
MyDryHome.com.
All right, I want to jump to a different thing.
The 3 most
I don't want to say. I want to ask you guys what your
one. Let your friends know you're listening.
I want to ask you something about Rainbow.
2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm.
Sure.
3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online.
We're live. I can't blow my load. And we only got a minute to go.
Please do your online shopping.
We got a minute and 10 seconds.
Oh my!
This is your Roberts and Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading Tuesday, gold is $13 lower at $1,343 per ounce. Silver is 6 cents higher at $2.40 per ounce.
Here you go. Read that.
$3 Roberts and Roberts Brokerage has been helping clients buy and sell precious metals for nearly 40 years. For more information, give us a call at 800-874-9766.
Oh, Rick Naya. He's saying thanks for the support and tell him to have his camera ready. That's it. Hey, can you close that door?
Yep.
Love you, Rick. Welcome to the Rebel Love Show, back here live on Alarunda FM. And, you know, we're actually, we have a Facebook page. Go like us on Facebook. Go download us on iTunes and Stitcher. Go subscribe to us. Anyways, so Rainbow, and at Rainbow, I have some regrets, you know? There's like, looking back, I wish I did things that I didn't do.
Like what?
Like what? I wish after the day of silence, which we missed.
Wait, can we talk about the day of silence?
But nonetheless, my hair looked, you know, like it was on fleek. But nonetheless,
can we talk about what the day of silence was?
Yeah.
You remember when I said Rainbow was this gathering of cultures coming together for peace? Basically was the goal. And on the 4th, they are silent all morning, and they're praying for peace on earth. And then they come together at noon, which we thought it was like hippie noon. Like that they meant like 4 or 5. Like I was ready for my day of silence. Like I was high as fuck the night before. So it was like, I'm not gonna get up at noon. Are they serious? Like I don't even know what day it is. Like that was the other thing about Rainbow. No one had cell phones or were using their cell phones.
Nobody did.
So it was just like I didn't know what day it was, what year it was, if I was on Earth anymore. Like I don't know. But so we kind of missed it. But when they come together, they ohm. And so an ohm can be, it was great because they actually at dinner circle, they summarize what the ohm means, and it's basically saying amen. In any language, ohm is a part of in any religion, ohm is a part of the amen. So you're coming together for after you've been silent all day, and you ohm for peace. So you basically just say amen to your prayers that you've been sending out, even if it's just like self-reflection. And I thought that was beautiful. Even though I missed it, I still got up in the morning to use the shitter. So so I still did get to partake in like the silence, which was nice. Altogether, the 4th was a very like magical day. But anyway, so that was my 4th. But you said you had a question, babe. What was it?
No, I didn't say I had a question. I was saying what my regret was.
Oh, what was your regret again?
So during the day, all right, because you know we're going on this day trip, and everyone's like they're celebrating like it's no one's business in the main circle. Like I felt like all these different tribes are like together. Right? Yeah, after the home,
it was like party all day, fucking long.
Naked everywhere.
So many
naked chicks.
It was awesome.
Hot naked chicks, guys, like everywhere.
Can we talk about how hot everyone? Like I was like, it was driving me crazy.
I wish.
I agree.
We should. Why didn't we dance around naked, man? We should have done that.
You should have. You did a naked hike.
I did do a naked hike, and it was absolutely beautiful and amazing. And I wish I did it more.
He did it alone, but
next Rainbow, I'm probably gonna be nude almost.
I like that it was an equal amount of nudity. Like it wasn't just women naked; it was like men naked, and didn't fucking matter like at all. And also, there was a kids village, which was awesome. But I'll get into that in a separate segment. Well, we're not talking about.
Well, what about you guys? What's a regret? I regretted, like, you know, I wish I partook. Like, when in Rome, like I wanted to not just observe but be as much in this culture and this like way of living. Like, what about you guys? Like, was there something you wish you had done when you were there?
Thug life, no regrets. Over here.
I regret absolutely nothing.
There's no regret in my vocabulary. Everything was fucking. I feel like I took every like opportunity. I got to know every person. I tried to make deep, meaningful connections, and I went in with that attitude, and I was thoroughly surprised. Like, I mean, I didn't walk around a lot, but I liked resting. I liked being able to like just get up whenever, lollygag, like no time like the present, like smoke weed at whatever time the sun was somewhere, and just like carelessly have like my day in the forest and like find somewhere to help. Like it was just great. Like everything just came slow and natural, and I thought that was great. So I really have no regrets. I wish I could do life more like that, and then and then I'd have less regrets in like actual, you know, Babylon society. But
yeah, everything that I came there to do, I did. And I experienced what I did, and I knew full well what I was doing. Like,
not more. Everything is
that more you wanted to do.
It was. I jumped in head first.
Do you think you'll go
I
naked?
was just like
doing
straight
that too,
in,
man.
That's what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm here for a day. Just make everything of it. Like, don't even worry about eating. Just go and do it.
Exactly. More people need to fucking do
they need to
that,
follow
right?
that.
Yeah, like just fucking do it, man.
I went
Like,
hard and I don't regret it.
That's the only way you do it.
That is definitely. So is there anything, I'll say, since we both have no regrets, is there anything that definitely like you would say changed you or you took with you out of Rainbow? Like, did it make you want to be a better person or what? What did you
take from Rainbow?
Like,
I wanted to learn like about the way they lived, and the way you made it sound was this is like a reality for people. So I said, okay, like I want to describe, I want to picture what these people are like, and I want to go in and I want to like write about it. And one of the craziest things that I saw, and like one of the coolest things was how like the paths grew around like the campsites, you know,
and like everyone walking around.
Yeah, and just it naturally happened, and that was how the whole like gathering was. It was a natural happening. People came together on their own. It happened just by that happening, and then everyone like contributed if they wanted to. It was natural. You had no force telling you like opposition.
Do this or else. Gun to your
exactly.
head. Like help this person.
Right, and it worked out. Like everything just worked in not a mechanical sense, but a natural sense. Like the roots grew appropriately to like feed the tree, you know, like it all worked out. And
I can definitely agree with what you're saying, especially because like I at one point was chopping down some sticking up trees with a machete, and like eventually like when people started coming, like there was no need for that. Like the whole field was clear. Like that stage, like where people were sitting before, was all fucking like trees, grass and like sticks. And then afterwards it was like, no, it's perfectly fine, everyone to see here. It's like it was the way it was always supposed to be. But yeah, if I can say what I took away personally from Rainbow is like just like to embrace like my inner goddess. Like not to sound cocky or vain, but it's just like I felt like so at one and like at peace with myself and like who I'm supposed to be and like what that means. And I don't know, I just felt like serenity. I can't really explain. And I pranced around with my hula hoop with my yarmulke on my head, and afterwards I was just like, I want to take that spirit with me everywhere I go. And people would always compliment me on my love and my light, that and I wouldn't even I just say hello or anything, and people would like give me jewelry, and like it was just like
it's so hard being you. Everyone loves the way you look.
They would just shower me with this love, and it was like for no reason. And don't get me wrong, like on a normal average day, like I feel like people say like, oh, you're pretty or something to me, and I, not to be cocky, but at Rainbow I really felt like, you know, they were just pure and they meant it, and that made me feel like beautiful actually.
So hard being you, babe. So hard being you. Everybody loves me.
Everyone. Everyone doesn't love me. Some people hate me. They hate us.
I mean, Freeman, host of Free Talk Live.
Let's all love each other. We got 30 minutes left. Open the door. Open the door.
Yeah, open that business.
I wanted to support Uber more directly, so I signed up.
How was that? Did I like just branch off and other shit?
No, that was great.
All right, cool.
You can talk about whatever you want.
67 countries. So there's a good chance they're available.
That air feels good.
You'd like to drive for Uber and make some money helping people get where they want to go?
Can you like give me a cigarette?
No, these are expensive.
I got those for you.
Left.
I know. I only like
How long is
smoke
this
one
break?
a day.
Oh,
you can give him yours.
Oh shit!
They're stronger.
New Zach Deputy video up on YouTube here. Let's play this shit.
Did Rob have one of yours?
Work it out.
I only have this is the other one.
Oh.
That's drive.freetalklive.com.
Oh my god, ads.
Actually, does he want this one? This one's half. I have a cigarette that isn't burnt. Actually, you can have this one.
Oh, thank you.
I crave Biscoff and jerky. Trying to jerk me around here.
I should probably like skip ahead.
Jerk me around here. I'm boning.
Yeah, I'm just
my
skipping
name is.
ahead. Yeah, I get that. You're Zach Deputy. I know you're Zach Deputy. Oh, that's a cool shot. By the way, guys, Zach is headlining Hempfest. Go buy tickets at nhempfest.com, and he's also going to be, leading procession of the Rebel Love wedding.
Yeah.
When we come back, I do want to say that it made me want to be I don't think it was weird that many people were giving me joy.
You don't think it's weird? No one was handing me jewelry left and right. No one tells me how I'm beautiful every time I turn a corner.
It's just like,
Hear it all the time. I don't think it's that weird. You ever go to Turkey? They're like old trade alleys. They like plug you. They want to sell you things, so they put things on you, and they're like, "That's the stuff." Yeah. They just gave it to you. Oh, take that. Yeah.
We can't still believe the world could be against us.
Issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amped is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting free talk live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you just Free Talk Live,
Granite, Haze of mine.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself a
and
shout
AMP
out.
podcast.
Visit
amp.freetalklive.com.
Look out for number one. I'll take it from you.
If you enjoy
I'll ask the question.
just contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. My name is Justin. I'm with the Granite Haze of Mind. I'm with Rob and Ann from the Rebel Love Show.
Actually, it's the Rebel Mistress.
Yeah, the Rebel Mistress.
I'm
so sorry. Oh no!
Now everyone on the internet knows her
everyone
name.
saw me blow it.
House.
Oh
Yeah,
God, that kills me.
I'm just kidding, Justin. So before we left, I was talking about how I want to embrace my inner goddess. And so when I left, I did something that I've been talking about forever and saying I want it forever. I got my septum pierced.
You know, I will say this, babe.
That's
hard. Is this the best camera angle we can do?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Hold the phone. Though people that want to see her something, go to rebelloveshow.com/live. Anyways, I want to say this. I want to apologize. Okay, I want to apologize for. I doubted that you could even possibly make yourself look sexier than you already are. I didn't think it was possible that you could do it. My mistake. This should have happened like a fucking year ago.
Kiss the ring.
All right. Kiss it. You should have done it a long time ago. I don't know why you didn't pull the trigger.
Because I was like scared. And then like Rainbow was like, I don't need to fear like this because like I want it, and if I want it, that means it's my time to get it, and I shouldn't let fear stop me from doing anything. And plus, I already have my nipples pierced. Like, what the fuck am I like so scared of? So like, I went there and I was like, I convinced myself that this pain will be good for me. Like, whatever pain I feel like I'm gonna experience, I need to experience it. And I went and I fucking did it. And don't get me wrong, it hurted like a motherfucker. And Rob was holding my hand. He was so scared.
I was not scared.
He was like, "Oh my god, what if they slip?"
I kept trying to mess with her.
Yeah, but it was good.
I took a friend of mine to get her lip pierced, and I put one. She's like, "You're putting it there, and wherever it is, it goes." So I'm like, one here, like one leg right here, and we were just like joking about it because the lady's there, just like screaming at me, like, "Don't put it there, don't put it there."
Wait, you were putting a needle in your friend?
No. I was putting the dots like for where to pierce, and I did it as a joke, and like, don't joke about that. I was like, all right.
She walked out with holes all in her face.
Yeah,
I couldn't do piercings. I don't think I could.
It's like pure constricted like pain in a bottle in like an injection serum, and then they inject it into your face and then stick a ring there. But there was
sounds so painful.
It was, and there was
I like pain,
but there was no. You
thing.
probably like it. Like, there was no blood or anything.
No,
it was just like a stretching of skin. But anyway, so yeah, I think that's what I took away from Rainbow. That, you know what, like, this is my spirit. This is who I am, and I want to be a positive person. I've made steps in my life to ensure that, you know, I can be that blissful, positive person and kind of just, you know, evolve and just be a better me. And that's all I can do, and just try to spread love and light. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Sexier too.
Yeah, and look sexier while I do it, because you know what, my spirit's beautiful, and I shouldn't be like ashamed of that. Like, I humbly accept everyone's compliments. Thank you. And I might do dreads. I like it.
You gotta do. See, here's the thing, folks.
I went on a braiding spree.
You did. And I almost want to do dreads out of my beard because the braids are in there. Like, I can see it's like
everyone's like, you did your beard like Davy Jones.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and I also realized, like, I really love to braid, and like, it used to hurt my hands really bad, so I didn't do it. But now I should look into doing braids more.
So my question is, though, if you're gonna do braids, are they gonna be legit, or should that matter? Would people respect you for illegitimate braid?
I mean, I'm from the South, so it's like everyone's pretty much an illegitimate hairstylist. I don't think I'd go legit. I don't think I'd get permission from the state for something I learned how to do when I was 3 years old in my backyard.
I'm saying from common consensus. Like, if you're gonna have dreads, I'm pretty sure they have to be, you know, like.
Oh, you mean not extensions?
You have to do
real legit.
Yeah,
dreads.
I get real dreads, and then I get extensions.
You get dreads, you grow them.
Yeah,
like, they gotta.
It's a natural process.
No, we live in 2016. Nothing's a natural process. I'm just kidding, guys. We'll see. But overall, I feel like if I could say that I took one thing with Rainbow, it was that just like really embraced myself. And if I could describe Rainbow in like one sentence, I would think that sentence would be embrace the light. I that's what I'd say, because that's what I really did. And I do want to hear everyone's trip story. But if you could describe Rainbow in one sentence, what would it be?
Yeah, why don't you go, Justin? You got this. What about Rainbow for you?
The perfect community for a zombie apocalypse.
I would disagree with you about that, though.
There were no guns there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was lots of machetes, though,
yes,
and swords.
Machetes don't run out of ammo. Boom.
Damn, he's got it. And they can build structures like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they built
it.
a furnace out of like the mud and brick around. These people know how to survive in the woods.
Yeah, I would say if civilization collapses, the civilization would still survive.
Absolutely,
it'd be the remaining. Yeah. That's good. Maybe they can start a new society where Vermin Supreme.
Oh my god,
is the president, and like everyone will get their ponies, and then the free pony economy will prevail.
I love the fact that Rainbow literally has Vermin Supreme lore.
Yeah, there were so many Vermin Supreme bumper stickers. Everyone was getting confused when we got there. Like, are these porks? Like, are these people we know?
Yeah, because almost every pork has a Vermin Supreme bumper sticker.
But anyone else you see, they're a Rainbow fam. Just know and believe. But I was disappointed to see that there were a bunch of Bernie suckers there, and they were just sucking Bernie. They were like, let's go say a prayer for Bernie Sanders at 10 o'clock by the flagpole. It's this guy marching around with a flag, like trying to get people to go pray for Bernie because he's been wrong. This was right when he had, I read on Facebook, like before we left, that he was going to endorse Hillary. Like he had made a statement saying it. But you know, these rainbow hippies don't use the internet really too much, so I don't know what his deal was, but he wanted to pray for Bernie because he thought he was gonna run independent and get on this blah 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 bullshit. And I was like, oh my god, like these, how do you not get it? How do you take,
I'm sorry,
you know, some L, you meet your friend Lucy, and then you're like, oh, Bernie Sanders, I want him to be my leader. Like, I don't get it. Like, I get Vermin Supreme, but fucking Bernie Sanders, like, he's a war, he supports war. But anyway, so I LOL'd when today, like, I swear, I was dropping off my laundry, right? Well, our laundry. I walk downstairs, drop it all off, and I look on the TV in the laundromat, and it's Bernie Sanders live on TV talking about how he would do everything to make sure that Hillary is the president, and I just burst out laughing. Like my first instinct was laughter so hard. Like I LOL.
I felt crushed.
As you should feel crushed. You should feel crushed.
Look,
sir.
this was my status. Like Bernie Sanders, he's a nice old man. You know, he's like your grandfather, wants to sit you on his lap, give you some hard candy, send you to college for free. But politics are evil, and they're not meant for kind-hearted people. Like war is not something to be compromised on. Extreme violence is not something to be compromised on. The political system is inhumane, and it's the root of every problem.
Here's my thing with Bernie Sanders.
There's no lesser evil. It's all evil.
Yeah.
No gods, no masters.
I got it. Hey,
you're the only one fit to lead. Anarchy 2016. Okay. That's all I got.
All right. So my thing with Bernie is, first off, he endorsed Hillary. Like I see him. Like, what the fuck was
I
that
love the Ron Paul memes.
Paul never fucking did that shit, man.
Oh, he left with some integrity, huh?
I will say this, though. I will say this about Bernie Sanders. I hope, all right? Now, I don't know if you, Justin, if you realize this or not. So many anarchists that I know, they are anarchists today because of Ron Paul. Ron Paul woke them up, and they just kept going.
Ron Paul woke me up.
Yeah. So I hope, I'm hoping that, like, Bernie Sanders can like wake up all these other people on the left.
Wake up to what? He supports war. What is he waking them up to?
A lot of Bernie supporters are good. They're good at heart, but they're just not. They're not. Their direction's not all the way there yet.
They don't get it. Bernie and Hillary are the same lizard people.
They can make more anarchists.
They're the same lizard person.
Hillary Clinton is the queen of lizard people.
Yeah. Every once in a while, you get in.
Bernie Sanders. I just thought it was a spit in the face that he did it.
Like
the fact, like this is the state that rooted for you the most, and you did this here. Like,
actually, New Hampshire rooted for Trump.
I was thinking of Democratic Party.
There's a difference.
No, there's not. It's all the same evil. Gosh, I'm not on this show to preach, guys, but I gotta preach.
I do want to talk about what that has caused you to do now. We're gonna save it for when we come back from the break.
Hold on. Okay.
All right. I want to talk. It's the last segment. It's the last segment. So I want to talk about this endorsement. What has affected you? What you are now doing?
Gotcha.
But don't say it now. Save it. Are you on Snapchat?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's Justin W. Camp.
Justin W. Camp. I'm gonna tell everyone on the show to go subscribe to you.
Sweet, thanks.
I just did.
I usually just send pictures of my dick to my friends.
Oh,
that's
right, well,
okay.
Tell them to like sexual breakfast sandwiches. That's a Facebook page that I run with my friend.
Okay.
And it's just poorly photoshopped images.
I'm learning way too much about you. Just
of like an explosion, something sexual, and a breakfast sandwich. Like that's a collage. It's a collage of that, and there's like different just awesome fucking pictures. Like we got reported on Facebook because we had a picture of the Hindenburg exploding in the background. A dude licking another dude's butthole, like clearly doing that in a breakfast sandwich, and we got flagged. So we took a picture of Mark Zuckerberg's face, like put it over where the dude was licking the other dude's butthole, and like put it back up. It's like our little form of like, fuck you.
Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. I wonder if he sees that.
I don't think so.
Or someone's like, Mark,
I'm sorry, he's seen a lot.
Yeah. That dude rules the internet.
Oh, he does, yeah. He owns it. I mean, unfortunately, we rely too heavily on Facebook. I wish that wasn't the case. Well, the thing is, I want to like Facebook. It's just, it sucks.
Yeah.
And they control. They try to control.
I'm sorry,
way too much.
but I don't think anything's wrong with Facebook. I think
I had to show an ID to get on Facebook.
I think something's wrong with that is something wrong with Facebook. But I mean, most times when people say they don't like Facebook, they're like, oh, I don't like going on Facebook. It sucks up all your time. Yada, 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 drum. I don't go on Facebook for that shit. I post cute pictures of my dog sometimes. Sometimes I post selfies and I look and see what's trending.
Yeah, you do use Facebook for trending purposes. I always found that to be odd.
Because I'm informed on worldly activities. I look outside my day-to-day life into the world.
I use Facebook to post dank memes.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of these dank memes.
Dank.
You know, the dankest meme going around is the Ron Paul. You remember me endorsing Ron? Me neither, because I still have some self-respect.
I saw that. I was like, well played. Well played.
You know, I tried to warn a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters.
Kickstart said that Bernie is pro-pot and you don't care as much about war going on when you're high. I care even more about war when I'm high.
Yeah,
because war is murder and murder is not okay.
It's not really something I want to think about when I'm high, though. Like,
well, who doesn't want to think about that?
No, you should think about it.
Close my eyes.
Everyone should be thinking about it all the time.
I'm woke.
Yeah, you can't take the red pill. You can't retake it. Apparently you can, though. I wonder did anyone say anything to Rich Paul about his bullshit?
No. I'm going to bring it back.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. This is the Rebel Mistress here. I didn't know who you were pointing to, babe. But anyway, can we talk about some hip stories, trip stories?
No. Last segment, and I want to touch up about the Bernie Sanders stuff. Hold on, I got to.
Okay, fine.
All right, so Justin.
Okay.
All right. This is hard home to you, all right? This endorsement by Bernie Sanders of the heir to the Game of Thrones, Hillary Clinton. You know, it's her time.
Yeah.
You know, she's the Cersei of Westeros, and she's going for that fucking throne. Now, your guy, the guy that you were rooting for, that was going for the
Bernie
throne,
Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
I'll let that be known.
All right. He endorsed the enemy. So what are you doing now? What did that cause you to do? What are you feeling?
Did your trip have anything to do with it?
Not so much my trip, more so just the fact that I'm voting for Gary Johnson now. And that, for me, like, to go from Bernie Sanders to Gary Johnson, I think is like a huge step in a different direction.
Why is that a huge step?
Libertarian. I voted. Okay, so this was the first time that I voted Democrat. Like, I voted 3 times. I liked Bernie Sanders. I dug what he did, and as a fiscal conservative, like, my thought was, like, make corporations pay for their, like, fair share in taxes and let it off of the people. Like, I believe in that.
Taxation is theft, though.
Taxation is theft overall, and I totally get that. but for me, I just think, like, it in America and, like, what we do, that's the way, the best outcome for my thing. Sorry.
Don't include your state.
The best outcome for what, though? Like your taxes go towards funding the bombing of brown people.
So
yeah, I'm thinking like okay. This is all right. Which moves it back to Gary Johnson. He's anti-war. He's fiscally conservative, socially liberal. He believes that like homosexuals should have the right to be married.
So he did have a huge,
and I knew there'd be bullshit on this, and I'm just like, I'm just going for it at this point.
He supported church bakers to make cakes for people they don't like, or some for a Christian.
So
baker
using force,
using
force to have a baker bake.
That was a
cake.
big deal during the presidential debate.
I mean, I just feel like if someone who hates, it's like forcing my bully to bake me a cake. Like there's gonna be some spit in that cake. I don't want that cake.
I want to say I'm glad you're on the right path. All right,
libertarian.
Listen, only thing
you're coming to the right direction.
Gary Johnson is not fit to
govern
you. Like, if you feel like that the system now is working, then fine. But you don't feel like it's working, which is why you think Gary Johnson can somehow change it. But overall, the truth is, there's no one fit to govern you but you.
Yeah. Anyways, I
can't argue that.
I want to share my Gary.
You're right.
I want to share my Gary Johnson story. So, I don't know if you know this, babe.
Probably.
All right. So long story short, back in the day when I used to live in Chicago, I was married at the time, and me and my wife at the time went down the Liberty rabbit hole together into Anarchy, and I remember going to go vote. It was Obama versus Romney. All right.
You always say your wife at the time. I think you mean your ex.
My ex-wife. Yes. I don't know why I say wife at the time. I don't know. It's what I say. My ex-wife.
Nobody wants to have bad memories.
It says like you're a polygamist. Like my wife.
Polyamorous, not a polygamist.
No, my wife at the time means polygamous.
Oh my God. You know what I meant by it. At any rate. So, I go vote for Gary Johnson. I'm like, if Gary Johnson I just want him to get 5% of the votes. Like they can get like funding from like.
Oh my God, you're like Justin.
That's what I'm like right now. It's just like, come on, dude.
Just to have an option.
He just needs one more dose.
We just gotta like make sure like there's a viable party against the Republicans and the Democrats.
Yeah.
I come home and like she looks at me and she's like, I can't believe you legitimized the existence of the state by voting for Gary Johnson.
Wow, she sounds like a good person.
That's actually one of her only good qualities. Like I'm so glad we're together. Trust me.
Anywho,
dig in.
So I mean, we still got a little bit of time here. So I did like off of politics a little bit, or back onto it. I don't care. Like I'm gonna talk about my trip. Because one of like the best days I had tripping at Rainbow Gathering was well, there was multiple good days, and one of the best ones was this guy who told a story of a rainbow around the sun.
Oh, the sunbow.
The sunbow. And he just told this story.
He was a great story.
He was a great story. Look, it was a story about nothing, but at the end of the story, there was a rainbow around the sun, and it was just beautiful. And anywho,
I think it's that shining light he was telling the story.
Yeah, it was just powerful, and the people you meet, But the other great time was there was this lantern, and it had oil in it, and it was like this traditional like genie in a lantern thing. Is it a lantern? Did genies come out of?
A lamp.
A lamp. It was a genie in a lamp, but it had oil in it, and you just light the oil from the lamp, and there was this raging fire, and the genie lamp was lit, and it was brighter than the fire, and it was just beautiful. And there was like stories going on and people dancing and singing, but all I could focus on was this lantern. And later, one of my friends asked me, did a genie come out? And I said, no, I just realized we were the genie. And that was just kind of like the mind-blowing thing to me. And I feel like if I can take anything away from Rainbow and just tripping there, it was that like we're in control of our own existences, and we can change things just by spreading love, like relational anarchy. Like we can do it. Like we can get back on balance.
I'm definitely like one thing that I agree with you on that. And it kind of just reinforces how we live. Like we try to walk the walk as much as we can, like in regards to like how we live and, living for life today, living this adventure.
Ain't no time like the present.
You live for the now, and people at Rainbow like get that. Like they know like you have a short amount of time.
They're the perfect example of that.
Do you have anything to say about one of your trip stories, or a quick little summation?
I have things written down, but they're just in such a poor.
So
what you wrote down? You journey? You
oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm putting out on my blog.
Oh, nice.
Tomorrow it's dropping. So
I was gonna ask.
Go check that. How can we check out that blog?
Yeah,
how can we find this
the
article?
granitehazeofmind.wordpress.com or
Cool.
check us out on Facebook at the Granite Haze of Mind.
Cool.
You need to share that in like all the different rainbow groups. Are you in any of the rainbow groups?
No. Honest to God, this
is
is all the research I did was off of like Google. I read
Yeah.
through it like totally to get like a grasp on what I was doing.
And
So
it just has no like
Yeah.
you can't read about it. You just gotta go and experience the rainbow.
Yeah,
maybe there'll be a sender.
I need to get more active in some of those groups because that's where like a lot of the conversation of like what's going on
And like
the
where,
culture,
and there's so many different ones. Like there's rainbows all around the world. I just want to reinforce that. There's the ones in India. There's gonna be one in Canada. Like
that's the word on the street.
Yeah, there's ones in South America, and there's if you want to go to rainbow, like experience it. Like we're here talking about it, and we're like trying to get you to live vicariously through us, but you just got to see it yourself.
Definitely go. I know next year we're taking vacation. Well, for my day job, we're gonna take vacation time. We are going to like create an entire caravan from the Shire, no matter where Rainbow's at. As many people as we can bring along. We're gonna go there as a team, camp out, and come back as a whole caravan across the continent to whatever.
Making a pilgrimage.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good spiritual retreat. Like it's definitely good for the soul. I highly recommend anyone. Experience it one time. Just go there, live there for a couple days. You just went for the height. Like I would love to go. So basically, when I left, all right,
stay
and then leave,
the whole thing.
Pretty much when I left. I would love to experience that whole like going up to the climax of the 4th and come back down.
It's definitely great living in Rainbow Land. I feel like everyone needs to get out of this society for a while because they'd realize there's some great things about it and there are some not so great things about it. And when you're really away from it and there's nothing that you have to be worried about, not food, not cigarettes, not something to drink, like everything is fucking taken care of. 24 hours a day, there's fucking tea time, like everything. And I felt like that was really a time for self-reflection, and everyone needs that every now and then. So anyway, like I said, Rainbow's great. Go there, experience your own next year. And if you got some free time, don't forget to go to audible.com and download my latest book, In Love Words, by Stephen D. Jackson, narrated by the Rebel Mistress.
Yeah, go check it out. Go download it, folks. And also, I have a court date in 2 days. Hopefully, I'm not in a jail cell. It's over on tickets. It's over on this goddamn registration ticket that I got. But I'm fighting it. It'll probably be on Free Teen. I know Ian's going to be there or whatnot. So, peace, guys. rebelloveshow.com.
Show Justin. Show Justin.
Understanding your credit score is the first step